Hello, community. Hello, lifers. How are you? I am so glad to be on tonight. Make sure if you can hear me, because I am in a remote location. Pastor and I just did a little short getaway, and but I had to be on with you. So if you can hear me, somebody just give me the thumbs up and let me know that you can hear me because I want to make sure that you're on there and that everything is okay. All right. So thank you for joining me tonight for 15 to Life, where we learn, grow, and serve for a peaceful life. In these next 15 minutes, I not only prepare you for your upcoming week, but for the rest of your life. So good to be back with you guys in our normal format. I have missed this. If you have missed this and you said, yay, we're glad to be back, let me know. Say yes, hashtag glad to be back, or give me some thumbs up and some hearts and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, yeah, they said they can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So glad that you are on here. If this is your first time joining us, make sure that you put your name in the comment section so that we can welcome you properly to our family. And we call ourselves lifers because we are doing life together. And so I thank you guys so much for standing with me, praying with me over these past couple of weeks. Of course, many of you know, most of you know, my dad did pass on this past Wednesday. So thank you so much for your prayers. And I told my husband, I said, when I said that we're doing life together, yeah, that was life. That was real life. So thank you so much for standing with me during that time. I love you guys so much. And as I said before, if you're going through something in your life, let us know so that we can send a prayer up for you. Because I believe that we have a bunch of people on here that when they say that they're going to pray for you, they are going to pray for you. All right, so I'm going to get right to it because I'm working on this little small computer and I don't have that much battery, so I don't want it to die down. But here we go. I know this is the time of the year. It's what, November? We're going to start a new topic. And so a lot of times when you think about November, you think, okay, it's the end of the year. I'm not going to start anything new because we know you're not going to start, well, at least I'm not going to start a new diet because we know we've got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas parties. We're going to be eating. Who wants to be on a diet during that time? And you just think, oh, it's too late, or I'll just start it at the beginning of the year and I'll just do it then, okay? Because it's too late now because this is already November. But I want to let you ladies know that it is not, no, no, it's not too much time. I want to let you know this is what we're going to be talking about tonight and for the next 3 to 4 weeks is that there's still time. There is still time. And then there's a scripture that goes along with it that says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, it says, there's an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on the earth. There's an opportune time to do things, a right time for everything on the earth. So there's a time to do everything, ladies. There's a time to do everything. And so what I want to talk about tonight, because again, when we're thinking about the end of the year, many of you know that I am on a 365-day purging where I'm not going to do any shopping for clothes or shoes. That includes boots. And I know I've been trying to press a little bit and was like, can I buy a belt or what if my husband buys me something or whatever? But I'm on a 365-day where I'm not going to buy anything, no new clothes and no shoes. But what if I had said, and I started this October 1st, but what if I had said, well, I'm just going to wait to the beginning of the year? Then I would have missed out on a 3-month head start. Okay. So there is still time. And so what I need you to know and what we're going to talk about tonight, our topic is, and let me get there. Our topic is, come on, computer. Here we go. Our topic is, there's still time to heal. There's still time to heal. Psalms 147:3 says, He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And I know sometimes you may be thinking to yourself, you may be thinking, well, it's too late to heal. I've had this wound for, 50 years. You can be healed of that wound. I know some of you may have had broken hearts from, a male or whatever. And yes, and those wounds hurt. But I tell you, there is no wound like a wound that you might get from a friend or a family member or something like that, because those wounds, I tell you, those things hurt. And there's a scripture in Psalm 55, and it's David talking, and he's talking about this friend of his who really hurt him. And he was like, if I had wings of a dove, I would just fly away and be at rest. And one of the things that he said, and I'm not sure if you can read this, it says in Psalms 55:12 and 13, it says, My enemies are not the ones who sneer and make fun. I could put up with that or even hide from them, but it was my closest friend, the one I trusted most. And that is a deep wound, guys. If you've had a deep wound like that, put a hand up and say, yes, I've had a deep wound like that, because those things, it hurts, it just hurts to the core. So when we're talking about healing, that there is still time to heal, it doesn't matter how long you've had that wound. So here's the first thing that I want you to think about when we're talking about healing. And here's the thing is that see it for what it is. See it for what it is. See, sometimes we're in denial about our injuries. When I fell and when I broke my wrist, when I fell and broke my wrist, as soon as I hit, I heard it pop and I felt it. I heard it and I felt it and I knew it was broken. And I covered it up like this. And then when Michael took me to the emergency room and they were like, let me, I told him, I said, it's broken. And the lady was like, we have to look at it first. And I was like, it's broken. And as soon as I showed her, and then after they x-rayed it, they were like, yes, it's broken. So you have to see it for what it is. You can't deny it. You can't dance around it. You got to look at it for what it is. And sometimes what we do is when we don't want to recognize our hurt and we don't want to see it for what it is, what we do is we get busy. We run around, we run from here and there. I know someone who's been divorced for quite a long time, and they're always on the go. I mean, they go to and from, they can't rest. Always got to take the kids somewhere, always got to do something. Just running. And I just want to tell her so bad, will you just please stop and sit down? Because when we sit down and when we stop, it forces us to stop and look at ourselves and to deal with what we don't want to deal with. And so that's why a lot of times we stay busy. If that's you, if you've just been so busy, say, hey, that's me. And so the first part of my healing from my broken wrist was they had to assess how bad it was. And so then and only then could they develop a plan on how to fix my wrist and what they needed to do. So that's the next thing. And so once you see it for what it is, see your wound, look at it, examine it, and see it for what it is. Then the next thing you have to do is you got to determine the process for healing. Determine the process for healing. Now, how do you do that? Again, going back to my wrist. When that happened, when that happened, I had to go, after I went to the initial emergency room, then I had to go see another doctor. And they were like, okay, we're going to have to do surgery. We're going to have to put a plate in there and 6 screws, which will stay forever. That's another teaching right there, that sometimes, you may have that healing on the outside, but you still have something on the inside. And so then after that surgery with the plate and screws, then I had to have a cast and Then after the cast was on, then I had to have this other thing on that looked like some kind of transformer thing. Then I had to go through therapy. I had to go through physical therapy because when they took that thing off, I couldn't even bend my fingers, like I couldn't even make a fist. It was just like this. And so you got to determine the process for healing. So what is it? What is it for you? It may mean for you that you go to counseling. And it's okay to go to counseling, guys. It's okay to go to counseling. I'm going to say it one more again. It's okay to go to counseling. And once you do that, it will help you because you can talk to someone who doesn't have a dog in the fight. It's not a cousin or your mom or your auntie. This is somebody that's going to talk to you plainly. All right. Maybe it is you start journaling or things like that. Maybe you go and remove yourself from that person that's causing you harm. So you have to determine what is your process for healing. And so I want you to this week, I always have to give you homework. Determine, look at your wounds, assess them, then determine the process for healing. What is it that you need to do? And then the third thing that I need you to keep in mind is that once you get on that process to healing is stop picking the scab. Because so many times what we will do as soon as we start, when we're little kids, and y'all know when we were little kids, when we get that scrape and as soon as it starts healing, of course, we love telling everybody, oh, I scraped my knee or I scraped my elbow and let me tell you about it. Because that's how we do a lot of times with our wounds. We want to tell everybody about our wound. And as soon as they see you coming, they know, okay, she's going to talk about that wound. All right. But once it starts healing, stop picking at it. And, as children, we would pick at it and make it bleed again. And it just prolongs the healing. So stop picking at the scab. Leave it alone and let it heal. Stop digging it up. Stop saying, okay, let me see what it's doing. And maybe because you want some more attention, so you're going to start digging it again so somebody can say, ooh, you're bleeding. And they can say, well, let me tell you why I'm bleeding. Don't do that. Let it heal. Let it heal. And it may still leave a scar, but it's healed over. Okay, so stop picking the scab. And when we're talking about healing, guys, Christmas is coming up and I'm going to take you to my website very, very quickly because I have something for you that I want you to look at. I want to remind you, first of all, about my retreat that I have coming up. If you go to my website, myperfectpeace.com, you can see a little video message that I made there. You can register on the website. And also, let me see if I can get there very quickly. The shop page, when we're talking about healing. So it's taking a long time trying to get there. There it comes up. I have my pillowcases there, and there is a healing pillowcase that you can purchase, and it has scriptures on there on front and back, all dealing with healing. So you might want to go there and get you a get you a pillowcase to assist you in your healing. All right, ladies. So you can do that. But here's the thing, ladies. 3 things very, very quickly. I have 1 minute left. Is that in regards to your healing, see it for what it is. Okay. Assess the healing. Determine your process. What are you going to do, ladies? Are you going to get counseling? Make the phone call. Are you going to talk with someone? Are you going to, like I said, are you going to journal? What are you going to do? Determine that process. Then once you start that healing, then stop picking the scab. I love you, ladies. I love you so much. And even though I'm away, I had to be on here because I had to talk to you. I had to see you, and I know, I had to look at your names and look at all of you all on here. And Yes, Sandra Easley, Timlin, I love you guys so much. Yes, Phyllis Keelan, love you too. Thank you all so much, Simone, for being on here. Yes, yes, love you guys to life. I want you healed. I want you whole. I believe in you. I believe in your dreams. I love you so much. And I hope you know that. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean that. I love you. And I will see you. Do your homework. Do your homework because I'm going to ask. I'll see you next week. Bye bye.